Hello, everyone. My name is Yongkang He. As you can see from the screen, I love multi-cloud, I love Kubernetes, I love security. I'm a KubeArmor advocate right now. In the meantime, I'm also a founder of the Kesuga. Kesuga Kubernetes user group. It's a most active Kubernetes meetup. So right now we got 10,000 members. And I also founded ksdm.com. That's the most active Kubernetes discussion group. So today's topic, I want to focusing on KubeArmor live demo to show you how it works. That's the most popular runtime security enforcement tool. But for today, I'm not going to talk about the basic the overview. What is KubeArmor? What's unique? What are the supported environment and the architecture, how to integrate with third-party SIEM tools. So because all of this has been covered in my first video, please feel free to watch the overview video about KubeArmor. So let me just go straight to do the live demo. Before I start the live demo, I want to show you, if you don't have a Kubernetes cluster up running, I use Google GKE as an example. So follow the steps here. You can launch a GKE 1.29, the latest Kubernetes from Google Cloud in about 7 minutes, just one command. So once you already have a GKE cluster running, so here is how to install KubeArmor. So I'm an automation guy. I love automation. So I put all of the commands to one script. So the KubeArmor deploy.sh will allow you to install KubeArmor to your Kubernetes cluster. Once you've done all of your testing, if you don't want it, you can run karmor-destroy.sh to remove all the deployment. Okay, let me jump to the Google Cloud Web Console. As you can see, I actually just launched a new GKE cluster moments ago. This time it took 7 minutes, 6 seconds. So let's see what version are we running. So as you can see, we are running 1.29. It's a one single node cluster. It was running 6 minutes ago. So how I can install the KubeArmor deploy, where are the scripts? It's all from my GitHub repository. If you want to go to the GitHub page, the first one is gke-casa. If you create the GKE cluster, use the automation, all of the scripts, actually, it's already cloned to your repository. So for my case, I cloned my GKE repository to my Cloud Shell. So I'm actually in this folder, it's called GKE Casa. What's over here? You can use the Cloud Edit. So you can see under the GKE Casa, a couple of commands included here. So the KubeArmor deploy, that's how to install Kubernetes, KubeArmor to your Kubernetes cluster environment. So add a Helm chart, install KubeArmor. I also install KubeArmor CLI. I also deploy a test application. So here is a test guide. I will come back to the test guide later. So let me have this installed first. So how to do the install? Come back to the terminal. I just run the command /karmor deploy. So typically within a few seconds, it will be up running. While I'm running here, I'm going to open another terminal to get the port, to watch the port status. So shortly you will see KubeArmor will create a separate namespace. So you can see the namespace has been created, and we are creating the containers. Shortly it becomes running. So the KubeArmor operator is up running already. And then there are a couple jobs will be kicked off. Like part of the KubeArmor installation, you will see KubeArmor relay server also installed as a deployment. So basically 3 deployments installed and one job has been created. So right now you can see the Yong-Nginx application also deployed. That means, the whole installation, it's already done. So you can see it take like, 1 minute or 2 minutes. So we already installed the KubeArmor. So let me come back to the slide deck here. So we already installed the KubeArmor. It take like, 1 command, 2 minutes. And how to test it? So I especially created a couple of test cases to show you how it works. So first of all, let's deny the execution of the apt or apt-get command. So that's a package management command. It's pretty risky. If the hacker took over your system, they might install some tools. Let's block this particular action. So what we are going to do is we're going to apply the policy, block a package management tools. So literally it's just a YAML file. As you can see from the right-hand side of the screen, we're going to apply the policy to this particular namespace. So it will apply to this particular application. And what's a process here? So we do have the apt command, apt-get command. So what action? We're going to block this action. So let me come back to the Cloud Shell. So once we apply the policy, let me come back here. So I'm going to copy this command. It's all from my test guide. So the first command we are going to do is let's get the pod name, my test pod. What's my pod name? So back to the terminal, paste the command here. So I got the pod name. Now let me copy the next command. We're going to give it a try first. So I'm going to try if I can install, I can use the package management. So I run this command. As you can see from the screen, we are able to run this command, the package management tool. So now let's apply the policy. So we're going to apply the deny execution of the package management tool. So paste the command from the command line. So once you apply the policy, so now if we're going to run this command again, so you will see now we are not able to run the package management tool. So let's see. Yeah, as you can see from the screen, now you get the message permission denied. So I'm running the apt command, but it was denied by KubeArmor. So that's the first test case. And if you want to check the logs, so you can see this is a KubeArmor logs from this particular namespace to see if there is any violation. So I'm going to use a separate tab to monitor. So I'm going to run the logs here. So as you can see, I should run this command first before I run let me just do another try. Let's see if we can run the package management tool. So once I hit the enter here, from the logs tab, you can see there is an action we block which resource, block the apt command. So this is a process name. Okay, so that's the first test case. Let me come back to the slide. So we just tried how to use KubeArmor to deny execution of any particular process. We are using package management as an example. Literally, you can use any other processor. So all you need to do is just to customize the YAML file. And the YAML file also available from my GitHub page. What's next? So the next test case I'm going to show you is how we can use KubeArmor to deny access to the service account token. So again, you just use the simple YAML file to apply the policy to deny the access. So it can be applied to the particular namespace here, and you select a match label in which directory. So we're going to block the access to the service account token, which is in this particular directory. Okay, come back to the command line. So from the next step, the test case number 2. So first of all, we're going to try execute to the pod and see if we can use the service account token. Back to the terminal, paste the command. So we log into the pod. Now what we're going to do is we're going to test this command, to run this command, core command, to see if we can access the API. As you can see from the screen, it returned successfully. That means we can use the service account token to access the cluster. So now let's apply the policy to deny access to the service account token pod. Now let's apply the policy. Okay, the policy has been created successfully. Now let's try again. So we executed the pod. Now we try to run the same curl command. Let's see if we can run the same curl command. So as we are expecting, you can see this time you got the forbidden message. So the user system anonymous, you can't get the path, you can't access the service account token. Okay, so that's the second test case. So we just conducted the second test case, how to deny access to the service account token. The next test case is about how to audit the access to the folders or paths. As you can see from the screen, so we can easily to create a YAML file, apply to this particular namespace, and with the match label showing here. And what we are going to audit here is /etc/nginx. And the action is audit. So how to apply the policy? You just run this command to apply the policy. But before you do that, make sure you turn on the visibility, because by default, KubeArmor are not going to audit the file access. So once you enable the policy, turn on visibility, enable the policy, you will see from the audit log, you will see all the activities. So let me switch to the web console. So as you can see from here, what we need to do is, first of all, I'm going to turn on the file visibility. So here is a command to turn on the file visibility. So copy the command, run from the terminal, done. So that annotation will allow you to give you the visibility of files, process, and network. So now what we are going to do is we're going to apply the policy to audit access to the folders or path. So run the policy. Now let's do a test. So what we are going to do is we're just going to check the files, open up the file, nginx.config file, check the first few lines. And before I do that, just to show you from the logs monitoring tab, we don't have any logs here yet. But once we run the command to show the contents of the nginx.config file, we should be able to see the logs. Yes, correct. So as you can see, the result is passed, but the action is audit. That's why you see someone is trying to access the nginx.conf file using the head command. So we captured these activities. Okay, come back to the slide deck. So we already verified the policy. It's not a violation, it's just for the auditing. So the next one, the last use case, which is one of my favorite, is to how to turn on the zero trust. Let's say in this case, I'm using Nginx as my web application. Technically, I don't have to give the access to the rest of the process or files. So what we can do is we can allow only Nginx to execute and deny the rest. As you can see from the screen, again, we just apply the YAML file to this particular namespace with a kind. It's a KubeArmor policy. This is select match labels and apply to which folder and plus which process. So we are going to only allow Nginx application and /bin bash. So the action is allow. Let's see. So once you apply the policy, if you try to access and to try to run any command, except these two matched here, so you will see the error message. Let's give it a try. So again, I got the logs, it keeps open here. I'm going to run this command from the terminal to turn on the policy first. So apply the policy and press enter. The policy has been created. If you want to verify the policy, you just run the get KubeArmor security policy. From the namespace, you can see I already have 4 policies created here. And now let me give it a try. So before I try to run the command, you need to turn on the default deny. So by default, actually the secure portion is set to audit mode. So we needed to change the default to deny with this command. So I'm going to copy the command here and turn on the default. That means, we're going to apply the zero trust architecture here. By default, deny everything, only allow these 2 certain processes we configured in the policy. Let's give it a try. Now, if I'm going to run the command, let's say I want to change the password. Can I run this command? So I execute it to the port, try to run password file. No, you will get an error message say permission denied. So feel free to give it a try if you want to try any other command. So I might just try to run the list command. And here, as you can see from here, ls command also gets the permission denied error message. So I want to show you one more thing before I wrap up the demo session. So as we discussed earlier, we just want to give the access to the web application. Can I still access the web application? Let's give it a try. So if I do the port forwarding here, I should be able to access the Nginx default web page. So try this command. And then from the eye icon here, it's a web preview. From here, I should be able to preview on the port. So you can see we can still access the Nginx, the default web page. That means Nginx application still running perfectly fine. The only thing we apply here is zero trust. By default, we deny the rest of the process running. There is nothing else you can do except running the Nginx applications. Okay, let me come back to the slide deck. Yeah, that pretty much cover all I want to talk about the 4 typical KubeArmor use cases, test cases here. So if you want to learn more about the KubeArmor, here is a few reference links. The first one, actually, that's my first video about the KubeArmor. So I talked about the KubeArmor overview. And this particular one, it's mainly focused on the live demo to show you how to install, how to run different test cases. So all of my files or scripts available from my GitHub page. I love automation. And if you want to check the official KubeArmor webpage, here you go. And the official GitHub repository for the KubeArmor. The last 2 I mentioned earlier, Kasug. That's the most active Kubernetes user group. Feel free to join us. We already have 10,000 members. The next one, KSDM. That's the most active Kubernetes discussion group. We already got 6,200 members. Please feel free to join us. That's pretty much all I want to cover for today. I hope it is useful to you. Just a reminder, If you find it is useful to you, please like and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your day.